Day 5. We made it. Welcome to day 5 of Meet Yourself Again. I'm Jennifer Walker, your business alignment coach. And I hope that you've joined me in some of these days. And even if you haven't, thank you for joining me for the last day, whether you're live or watching the replay. If you haven't already, you can still go and download that PDF. So my VA Denise is going to pop the link in there to download the PDF at some point during the broadcast. And that will also give you access to these videos until the end of December. So if you're like, oh, I missed day 2 or I missed day 1, 3, and 4, whatever you missed, you can go back and you can watch the videos, participate by doing the PDF. And I also have that mini Canva vision board tutorial that's uploaded there so that you can also watch to do that. If you don't know how to work Canva, if you've never heard of it before, or you're not really sure what to do, that's up there for your use as well. So, oh yes, there we go. And there's to get in access to that. Thank you, Denise. So before we begin, we bring order to our minds first, to what sits behind our ears, bring a little coherence to our whole physical body. And it's just going to be a short one because we're going to end today with a meditation. So I just want to get you in the mood. So you can close your eyes if you like, or you can keep them open. And on your next inhale, rolling your shoulders up to your ears, exhaling them back down, relaxing. Notice any areas of tension you may have. Feel free to move your body around as you feel called to do so. Just feel into where you're seated right now. Feeling the chair or the couch beneath you, how it's holding you, how it's effortless, and how you're safe. Paying attention to that breath, shallow or deep, quick or slow. And what happens now when you extend the length of your breath and intend it to go a little bit deeper into your body. And how that feels. And coming into the space, knowing that you're exactly where you need to be right now for your highest good. And on your next inhale, rolling those shoulders back up to your ears again. And rolling them back down. Welcome. So I did want to touch on a few questions that I received from the first 4 days. And if you're watching right now and you're live, feel free to ask any questions you have. Or if anything comes up from the questions that are being asked and what I'm discussing today, you can also ask some questions. So one of the ones I received, because we were talking about how sometimes the best thing that you can do with your goals is to reach out and share them with other people. And how that gives power to your vision. And also for your mindset blocks. If you're having some mindset issues, some blocks, or some struggles that you're like, I don't even know if this is a mindset block. I don't even know what's going on. And that's totally legitimate because I have had that happen to myself. So the question is, what do I do if I don't have anyone to talk to who won't judge me? Yeah, I get that question a lot. Even in my coaching practice, when I'm talking with people, and I suggest reaching out and asking for help and some clarity from people who do know you, but who won't judge you. And there's a couple of things around this. First, what makes you think they're going to judge you? It's a fair question, and it's one for you again to go internal, because when you're saying that person's going to judge me, and we've been talking this week about that, the internal versus the external, it's an external story. You're projecting what you believe that person is going to do when they receive what you're going to tell them. And sometimes, yes, that person could judge you. Once you've examined if this is a fear that is legitimate, so we talked about fear, false evidence appearing real. If it is legitimate and you feel that that person's not the right person to talk to, then you've sort of removed them from the list. The second thing is, if you found someone that you're not sure, and you've done the work on the inside, you've gone in and you've examined, like, are they actually going to judge me though? Or do I just need to communicate better to them, that I need them to hold space for me without judgment? We do this for children all the time. When we go into a scenario, we go into a situation, we're not sure of how they're going to react. We're not sure of what they're going to take away from it, all that stuff. We talk to them beforehand and we say, this is what's about to happen. And these are the things that I would like to happen while we're there, while we're in this situation. So if you're kind of unsure, that's one way that you can check in with that. Can I talk to this person and say, look, I'm about to share some really vulnerable stuff with you, and I need for you to hold space and do your best to help me through it without any judgment. Set that up as a communication before you do any sharing. And you can put it on them. Do you think you can do that for me? Most of the time, the answer will be yes. And when you set that up ahead of going in and being vulnerable and asking for that support, it's the best thing that you can do. Even if you're sure the person won't judge you, it's a good thing to do to keep that communication flowing. So that's one thing you can do if you're trying to find someone that you know to help you through a period like this, to help you with some support, to help you with some clarity. That's one thing you can do. If you still are having trouble finding that someone, this is the time to find a mentor. This is the time to find a coach. This is the time to reach out to someone who does this professionally, or someone who has a lot of experience in what you need help with, who's willing to help you without judgment. A lot of judgment comes when you are not in alignment with the other person and what they are doing with their lives. So if you remember, or if you have watched the past videos, I had a client who was about to engage in an endeavor that a family member had already done and failed at. And when she expressed that, she received a lot of judgment, because there is a pushback. Have you ever had that happen to you? If you're watching right now live, have you ever had that happen to you where you share something that you're about to do, or you're thinking about doing, or that you really want to do, and you share it with someone who has tried it or knows someone who's tried it, and then they have all the opinions, all the opinions of why it is going to work, why it isn't going to work, what you should do instead, and all these things, because um, they have a perceived like skin in the game on it. They have perceived skin in the game on your success, your failure. Because if you're doing something that they tried to do and failed, then you've just proved them wrong. So that can be difficult. So if you're having trouble finding someone to talk to who you don't think will judge you, then It may be time to look outside of your immediate circle. Ask for referrals. You know, if you know someone who went through a coaching process with someone or a mentorship process with someone, ask for referrals. Find the person that resonates with you. There's a lot of people out there who are ready to help. I'm only one of them. So trying to find that person that resonates, that you feel that you can have a connection with, that won't judge you. So I hope that answers that question for that person who asked it. If you're watching live now and you do have a question, feel free to chime in. I'm able to see your comments over here, so you can go ahead and do that. Oh, I have a floaty. You, you know when those little things go across? Woo! It's just all in my eyes. Okay. The next question I got was, what can I do about negative self-talk? If you're watching live, do you ever negative self-talk to yourself? It's okay. It's a safe space. You can admit it. You're not alone. I don't think I have yet to meet a person who never negative self-talks themselves. And I mean that even in the verbalization of it. Not just that they have it between their ears going on. The most, I'm going to say, enlightened person that I know still occasionally falls prey to negative self-talk. I've heard her do it. It's okay if you do it, but it's not okay to continue on and try not to become more aware of it. Does that make sense? What can you do about negative self-talk? The biggest thing that you can do is create awareness around it. It's the biggest thing you can do. And that first step is sometimes very difficult, because the next time you watch TV, indulge me, the next time that you watch TV, listen to how the characters are talking about themselves to each other. God, I'm so stupid. I'm an idiot. You know, like these words, these heavy words. I don't even like saying those. They're such heavy words, and we say these things to ourselves all the time. Would you say that to someone else? Probably not. Most people wouldn't. I catch my daughter saying it to herself. Not "I'm an idiot," but like some negative self-talk. The other day she said to herself, "I'm just not good enough." Got to tell you that was hard to hear. And so awareness of that, and then this whole communication thing, right? So if you live with someone or you spend a lot of time with someone, can you ask them to monitor that for you? So when my daughter said that, I put down what I was doing and I walked over to her. I sat down right next to her and I said, "I wouldn't let anyone say that to you. What makes you think I'll let you say that to you? It's not okay." So monitoring your self-talk as though you're talking to someone you love. We often think of love as an outward motion. Like if there was a motion to love, it would be an outward projectile motion, like Care Bear style, you know, sending the streams of love. Am I dating myself here? Care Bears? Anybody else? we think of it as these like love rays that we're sending out. Pachoo, pachoo, we're sending out all these love rays, but then love, we have to be full of love to reach that full potential. It doesn't mean if you don't love yourself, you can't love someone else, because I've heard that before. But it's harder to be in a full state of selfless love, of unconditional love, if you don't love yourself first. So negative self-talk just demeans that capacity for overall love. You can still love other people if you're being mean to yourself, but it won't reach that full Care Bear style potential to be able to spread that love. So what can you do about negative self-talk? Awareness. Become more aware of the way that you're talking to yourself. ask someone else to help you become more aware. And third, turn it around with positive self talk. So if you catch yourself saying something like, God, I'm so stupid. Oof, I don't even like the vibration of saying that. Then taking the time, so awareness. Oh, I shouldn't have said that to myself. Oof. What can you do then in the moment? What's the opposite? What's the positive on that? So, God, I'm so stupid. What's a positive thing you can say to yourself? I really like that I always try my best. I am a very caring person. I am very smart when it comes to emotional intelligence. So whatever you can do that you can spin into the positive to try and negate what you just said, bring back that balance. So that's where it is. Negative self-talk. When you say something negative to yourself out loud or in your head, either way, awareness, and then reframe and try and say 3 positive things about yourself. And that's something that I actually did with my daughter after she said that she wasn't good enough, is we started what I call the magic mirror exercises. So we got this really fancy looking toy mirror, and now every morning and every night we all look in it, the whole family, and we say something positive that we love about ourselves or that we're really proud of or anything like that. So like looking in a mirror, eye contact with yourself, I am beautiful. I am smart. I am brave. I really like my nose. Like whatever it is, going through and doing that. So I hope that helps for anyone who is thinking like I don't know how to curb this negative self-talk. Awareness, help, and communication with someone else, and then negation as best you can with those exercises. And moving forward, hopefully that will help you sort of change the way you speak to yourself. So you really got to love yourself first. It's hard for a lot of people to hear, but it's important. It's important to love yourself. So if anyone has any other questions, you can post them in there now. I'm just going to mention once again that I do have 2 programs that are coming up in January. One is a 6-month coaching program. So it's a group coaching, and it's called Align to Prosper. And Denise is going to post the link for that one. And then there's also a virtual planning day that's happening January. Oh God, I lost the date. 14th, I think. Denise, help me. One of the 2. She'll post the date in there too. When it's that far away, sometimes my brain doesn't hold on to the actual dates. So I encourage you to take a look and see if it's something that resonates with you. But to finish off my 5-day alignment series, I really want to take everyone through a visualization. Now, I know that some people do have trouble with visualizations, and we'll do our best to accommodate that within this. But if writing down while we're going through this helps you more than closing your eyes and trying to visualize something, that's something you can do here too. Okay. This is not a my way or the highway. You have to close your eyes and visualize all these things. Write things down that come up that you're thinking about as you're going through this with us, if that resonates better for you. Okay. Here we go. Oh, and my dog's snoring a little bit. She's so zen. She's snoring already. Can you hear her? I love her. Okay. So hopefully the snoring won't bother you. Okay, so either getting yourself comfortable in your seat, relaxing your muscles into it, or getting your pen and paper out if you think that'll work better for you. Noticing any areas of tension in your body, starting from the top of your head, Relaxing your skull, around your eyes, your face and jaw, down your neck, letting your shoulders drop a little bit, even if it's a millimeter. Rolling them just back a little bit as you straighten your spine so that your chest is nice and open. Allowing your arms to drop a little further. Relaxing your rib cage, your diaphragm, all of those organs, your tummy, into your hips and your lower spine. Really just letting them sink into your seat. Relaxing into your legs and your knees. All the way down to your feet. Soles of your feet and your toes. Now that you're here, realizing that you are in a safe space. You're fully supported. In your mind's eye, seeing yourself walking down a path. Noticing if the path is paved, dirt, gravel. As you walk down that path, you look around on both sides and you see trees. Trees that are in a hibernation state. Meaning that some of them might not have leaves. Or buds, or anything of that nature. And as you continue down the path, notice the speed at which you're walking. Fast or slow, moderate. Were you running, jogging? And if your speed was anything past a moderate pace, visualize yourself slowing down a little bit. You see a bit of a hill ahead of you. You start to move towards the crest of it. And as you get towards the crest, you look down, and further along the path, you see a river. Start to be able to smell the crisp, clean water. As you walk down towards the water, as though leaves blown from the trees, some of the lessons and the experiences that you've had in the past year, in the past year and a half, come floating out towards you. And they begin to stick themselves to your body. Some are words, some are feelings. The things that happened to you in the past year to 20 months. How do they feel on your body? Is there a specific instance that sticks out more than the rest? Something that has a stronger emotion attached to it? And if you are with your pen and paper, this is where you can start to write those down. As you walk closer to the water, take note of the speed at which you're walking. Has it slowed? Has it sped up? Do you feel heavier as you move towards that river? As you get to the edge of the river, you see that it is not that deep and it is not that fast. But the crisp, clean water calls you in and asks of you to walk one steady step at a time into the water. The whole time knowing that you are safe. Each step is steady. And you notice that as you go deeper into the river, the water makes you feel lighter. And then you notice that that feeling of weightlessness is not just the water, but the experiences that were very heavy for you, the ones that feel like they're weighing you down. They're drifting down the river. You're being cleansed of them. And as you reach the midway point and you start to come out the other side of the river, you notice that the words and the heft of those experiences are no longer there. They are no longer attached to your body, to your being. All that's left are the lessons that you learn that will help carry you forward into your growth, into your personal development. And as you walk out, you feel somewhat lighter and almost a cleaner sensation. Finally, you step out onto the shore of the other side, and you notice that you're completely dry. And now you have a wonderful, wonderful library of lessons to draw from as you move forward into the end of this year and into 2022. For those of you with pen and paper, this is the time to take a look at those heavier events from the past year and a half and draw from them the lessons that will carry you forward. And now we come back into our bodies, wiggling our toes and our fingers, bringing awareness to our physical being. And on your next inhale, rolling your shoulders up to your ears and exhaling them back down. And when you're ready, you can slowly flutter your eyes open and come back to the screen in front of you. So I'm hoping that felt really good for you. That's a meditation that I actually do for myself nearing the end of each year. And it helps me bring new perspective to my events, to the events that happened to me, around me. And instead of carrying the entirety of the event into my next year or my next portion of my life, it's about saying, okay, what did I learn from this? What are the good parts of this? And releasing the rest of it. Because the events that happen in our lives make up who we are. I had some things happen in my youth that used to spend a lot of time saying, I wish this never happened to me. But now going forward as who I am and the experiences and the lessons that they've taught me, no longer from a place of victim. They're a part of my story for better, for worse, but they also have made me who I am and who you have been present with today and for the whole of this week. So, thank you so much for joining me on my first ever Meet Yourself Again. I really appreciate you being here. If you have any further questions that come up for you and you weren't able to attend the live, please post them in the comments or direct message them to me. And I use that to help me guide future lives so that I can speak to what people need to look at, the topics they need to look at. So it's not lost just because you weren't here live. It's good. It's good. As I will see them and I will be able to integrate them and then speak on the topics that you share. So again, thank you so much for joining me. The links are still going to stay up here for those 2 programs that are coming up if you want to take a look at them. I'm also going to be having some emails sent out about it. So if you registered for the PDF, you will get reminders for the Align to Prosper for the early bird price. Thank you, Denise. It's magic. She makes things pop up. For that, the early bird price is only good until December 3rd. So I really want to reward people who are taking intentional action. And it's not about trying to get you to sign up for something that you don't need. If it doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't resonate. But if it does resonate with you, take action now. Be rewarded. That's why. And but you can still sign up all the way till the end of January 11th. So there is that. And the sign up for deadline for the the virtual planning day on the 14th. Gosh, Denise is magical. Look at that. So January 14th, the deadline is also January 11th to sign up. And that's just a single day event to help you sort of take what we talked about here, or even if you didn't attend these fully, to really clarify as you move forward into 2022. That's the purpose of the virtual planning day. So I hope to see you at one, both, or in the group, because I'm going to continue to be engaging here in the group. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful weekend. And I'm always here if there's more questions to be had. Thank you so much.